As you can see, I don't have that much grass back here. It's been a month since I planted grass the normal way. I don't know if it's because all the moss or this ground's just so hard or what. But this is my well head where I turn the water on and off. And the last time I planted grass, I just used a bucket to hold the seed and walked around like I was feeding chickens. But look right here. Can you see that single really dense green spot? That's where I rinsed my bucket out. Actually, I had tapped it empty on my way up the hill. Didn't even notice how much grass was in it. It just looked like mostly dust, a few grains of grass seed. But where I dumped it out, after rinsing the bucket, it has grown amazingly thick. So today, we're going to try and mix us up a slurry of grass seed. Let it sit overnight like we were soaking hard beans or something. Maybe put a little fertilizer in there. And then sprinkle that out on my bare spots and see how it does. Hopefully 2 weeks from now, we'll be smiling about all this. Maybe not. We'll see. What mostly got me interested in doing this project was when I went to my local home improvement center to buy some grow anywhere grass. And the price was ridiculous. And when I turned it over and read the ingredients, I found that there was only about 7% grass seed in that whole expensive bag. That means I'd probably have to buy at least 10 bags of regular grass. Buy 10 bags of that grow anywhere grass to equal the amount of seed I would get in one bag of just regular grass. So today, I'm going to start with about 1/3 of a bucket of dirty rainwater. That's my mop bucket, and that's also the bucket I use to dispense grass seed. I'll throw a little bit of starter fertilizer in there, and then just some Landscapers Mix fescue seed. I'll let it soak for a day. I may add some inert material. I got a roll of toilet paper. I may get a pair of scissors, chop that up, and stir some toilet paper in there too, just so I can make my grow anywhere grass seed. Stand by for more. So what I've done is throw about a handful of starter fertilizer into this bucket of rainwater. I don't know how much seed I added. Maybe 3 or 4 pounds. I just added it till it looked like it was almost to the level of the water, about 1/3 of a bucket. And I'm trying to put some inert material in there. Had a roll of toilet tissue and a pair of scissors. I was trying to cut it up, but it was just too difficult, too time consuming. If I had a paper shredder, I believe I could just take some of my old beer boxes and shred them up, mix in there. So what I'm going to try and do is just put toilet paper in there without breaking it up, let it get wet, then I'll stir it and see if it shreds up. Might be a shortcut. This looks ugly. So what I did was probably unroll about 1/4 or maybe 1/3 of a roll of toilet tissue and just dropped it in there. I'm thinking when it gets wet, it'll tear all to pieces. This is doing okay. Got my famous stirring stick here. If you wanted to get modern, I guess you could borrow your wife's hand mixer and stir this stuff up. Man, this is getting thick too. I think this is going to do pretty good, man. Anyhow, I'm going to let it brew for maybe a day. I might get impatient. See how it looks later on. It's starting to rain. And this is my yard, end of September. Like I said, I poisoned it back in the summer, probably in late July. Had too many weeds. Reseeded first weekend in September, and it did fair. You can see I got a lot of fescue grass coming up. But I got all these bare spots where you see the straw left from the initial seeding. There's really nothing growing there. And that's what I'm going to try and fix today. A lot of leaves falling. Seems like normally it's in November when I have to rake leaves. So what I might do is crank up my riding lawnmower, blow these leaves into a pile, mulch them up. I'll be able to see the bare spots better that way. And then maybe tomorrow or later today, I'll try my slurry of Grow Anywhere grass mixture. Looking forward to this. Let's see how my Grow Anywhere grass is looking. Well, it's a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. But this is just a test. I want to put it in a few bare spots where I haven't been able to grow grass. We'll just see how it does. It's just an idea we're going to test out. Maybe a cheap alternative to paying $20 or $30 or even $40 a pound for grass seed that's mostly inert matter. I don't know how I'm going to dispense that. I think I'll use a kitchen spoon. Suppose I can wash that when I'm finished. Nobody will know the difference. Okay, pretty thick mixture. I'm just going to go lay it out on some of these bare spots. I mean, this would be a good test. This place right here, it's not had grass on it in 7 or 8 years. Well, since I put my fishing shed up, can't use the stepping stones. Everybody's walking over here. So this would be a high traffic area. And a few other spots around the house. We'll just spot check it. Check back in a couple of weeks, see how it went. What I've done is just put out some spots to compare this slurry to just regular seeding. I'm going to go ahead and overseed my whole yard today. I would not recommend using this slurry to do a whole yard. Maybe if I'd let the water drain out of it, it would have been different. But it was kind of a muddy mixture. So what I did was just put it in some test spots. And over here, I'm doing an experiment. Almost as if I was plugging my yard. Got a pretty good section here. Probably a couple of 100 square feet, where just every few feet I'd drop a spoonful of this slurry. And I'm thinking that if all goes right, in a few weeks I'll have plugs sticking out of my yard, and I didn't even have to dig the first hole. That might be a consideration if I start to use a different type of grass sometime. I'm thinking about centipede or something like that. It's so hard to grow from plugs. Maybe even some zoysia. I think I might be onto something here. I'm going to keep experimenting with this over the next year. And we'll check back later and see how it looks. Okay, it's been a week since I made my Grow Anywhere grass. Let's see how it's doing. As I pan around my yard, you can see all these leaves that came off the trees. We had a lot of rain and wind this week. But, see that little clump there? That's Grow Anywhere grass. At the same time I put that Grow Anywhere grass out, I also took a bag of seed, same seed I used in my mixture, and spread it around, and as you can see I still got a lot of bare spots. The grass you do see I'd planted a couple of 3 weeks ago, but bare spots has not germinated yet. And walk on up here, I just put little dollops of it out There's another patch grow anywhere. Grow anywhere. Grow anywhere. Grow anywhere. Grow anywhere. Grow anywhere. You get the picture. This is where I attempted to see how plugging with grow anywhere grass would do without making a plug. Just dolloped it out right on the bare ground. I would say this was a rousing success. If I had it to do over again, I would probably mix in a bag of potting soil or something like that. I still don't think this is good for doing a whole yard, but for patching up bare areas, can't hardly beat it. The stuff really came up thick and healthy. I think it's because I mixed all that toilet paper in there. Here's an area that never gets grass growing, but patch grow anywhere, another spoonful of grow anywhere, grow anywhere. This is about the worst of it, where you walk up to my house. I tested it out here on this bare hill, and it seems to be coming right along. I'll check this in another week. We'll see how thick it comes out. But so far, I'm pretty darn happy with it. Well, it's been 9 days since I mixed up my grow anywhere grass, tried putting it out. We haven't had a lick of sunshine in the past week. We have had some rain, probably 3 inches in the past 9 or 10 days. So I don't know if that's good or bad for growing grass, but I'll show you the results right here. This is the pathway leading up to my back deck. Look at this. Thick as a rug. Yeah, there's a lot of down limbs. We've had a lot of wind this week. Take a look at that. Nothing grows here. This grow anywhere grass is certainly doing it. We'll ease on around the driveway here next to the house. Take a look at some more clumps. When I put this stuff out, right here, 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 I put it out with a spoon because I mix the stuff up pretty thick. I may have put too much toilet paper in that bucket of grow anywhere seed I mixed up. So I don't think it would do really well for large areas the way I did it, but it could be thinned or even cut with some potting soil or just plain topsoil. Put it in a wheelbarrow and shovel it out. Let's look at the front yard. Here's a shot of the front yard, and I'd planted seed, just scattered some seed here just about a month ago. Oh, here comes Pam's cat, wants to get in on the action. Yeah, about a month ago I went ahead and seeded the front yard, and I don't know if it's from all the leaves falling or what, but it just didn't do well. Last week, well, 9 days ago, I came out with a spoon and just spooned out little clumps of my grow anywhere grass. See here, all this is grow anywhere grass. That's grow anywhere grass. And yet the area around it, where I reseeded at the same time I put this down, it's done nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is the only new growth I have. I'll walk over here. Look at how thick and lush these spoonfuls turned out to be. And barely a thing. Just a few little sprigs, very tiny green hairs coming up in the area around it. My conclusion is that this stuff really does work. Now I've just got to keep experimenting with it and figure out how to cover more area. It's really easy to mix up. Look at all this. Yep, it's amazing. Virtually the only new grass I have growing in my front yard is my Grow Anywhere grass. I think that says a lot. All right, well, that's what it looks like 9 days after the experiment. I may go ahead and give it another week or two and do a little update here on my film about it. Also, if I come up with any better ideas of how to do this, I'll give an update. Appreciate y'all watching.